The big story that I saw, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, is becoming more and more of a failure as time goes on. Did not do as well in the opening weekend. But before we dive into that, before we go into the numbers, I just want to play a video that is the beginning of the end for Indiana Jones and the whole Lucasfilm industry.
So this is how liberty dies. With thunderous applause.
This is coming to us from thenumbers.com, which is like the source I believe everyone uses. So as you can see, worldwide box office right now is almost at 2.5 million, right? Pretty good. Well, kind of, because if we look down here at the production budget, 300 million. They may or may not break even, right? And 300 million is just the budget for production, right? That doesn't include the marketing, all of the TV ads, or even the Applebee's ad.
Applebee's has rats! I found a whole rat in my Cobb salad!
Unlock a free Fandango ticket when you spend $35 at Applebee's. They're giving away free tickets, guys. All you gotta do is go to Applebee's and drop $30. Opening weekend was 60 million. Now, that might sound pretty good, but I don't think that's what they were expecting, especially with a character like Indiana Jones, right? When you have a legacy character, a legacy film, you expect the nostalgia to come back and people, and everyone's going to go see this movie, and it's going to be such a big hit. But with the way everything is run in Hollywood now, it seems as if people are getting tired of these reboots, remakes, especially with a little, I'll say it with a little woke dashed in there. It's a flop, okay? We can consider it a flop because they may or may not just make their production budget back. Obviously, they're going to lose money. We'll never hear about it because why would Disney tell us it failed when it didn't? What's interesting about this film, right? It's just another classic remake, reboot, reimagining of old beloved characters. But what's even more interesting about this whole story, about this box office, is it was competing with a film called Sound of Freedom. Okay, this comes from the post-millennial. Sound of Freedom ticket sales smash expectations while Disney Indiana Jones falls flat. And it's a film about trafficking kids, right? When I first heard Sound of Freedom, I thought it was some Christian movie, right, where they praise Jesus, right? God's Not Dead, part 3 or 4, or whatever one they want. But the fact that this movie is about, its main story, a subject that's very not talked about a lot in the mainstream, it seems like, right? Pre-sales for Angel Studios' Sound of Freedom has skyrocketed to 10 million ahead of the film's 4th of July opening across 2,600 locations. Okay. 2,600 locations, 2,600 theaters. That's not a lot. If you look at Indiana Jones, right, down here, theater counts 4,600. It's a lot. It's like 2,000 more, right? According to Deadline, the studio is spotting a 6-day, 20 million start, which is extremely impressive for a non-major studio adult thriller. This is why this movie is so impressive, right? Okay, so 4th of July weekend, it was in about 2,600 theaters, right? On 4th of July, it had $14 million on its opening day. That same day, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, a beloved character. Granted, it's in its like second week only made $11 million, right? So a low budget movie made more on 4th of July than a Disney backed legacy character film. And that just goes to show like how much people want to see something different. They want to see stories that are impactful, that are great. They don't want to see an old character they love get shit on by a corporation. You know, people don't like that unless you're part of the woke mob and you're crazy. But normal people want to see good, thrilling stories with good, captivating characters, right? And of course, because this movie, Sound of Freedom, is, how shall we say this, right-winged, as the media is calling it. Of course, they started calling it, fascist or whatever they call them days now. This is from Fox News. Human trafficking film Sound of Freedom trashed by liberal outlets as QAnon adjacent. I mean, did you expect anything else? If this is like QAnon adjacent, this is getting all the QAnons to believe there's children trafficking. What? Dude, we know there's child trafficking. It's so frustrating. That's all I'm going to say. Let me pull up the Rotten Tomatoes because I'm curious to see what the Rotten Tomatoes are on this film. Indiana Jones, the critic meter is at 69. Nice. And the audience score is at an 88%. And then The Sound of Freedom has a review score at 76 and an audience score of 99%. But both scores seem to be higher than Indiana Jones, which is not surprising, honestly. Because what happens, folks, when you are Disney, right, and you have all of these properties, what do? You milk it as hard as you can to get all of that juicy money out. Why create something new when you can just have something right there making money instantly? But the problem is that's not going to work anymore. And it's true with Indiana Jones. It's true with Marvel. It's true with all their other properties, that this idea of rebooting, making sequels, making prequels to things is slowly dying out because people are tired of it. I think so. At least I'm tired of it. Right? And gosh darn it, movie tickets are so expensive. Why spend, $13 on a film when you that's completely destroys your favorite character from the 80s and gives you a little woke jokes in there when you can pay $13 to go see something new, something exciting, and something very impactful.